Hello guys. So in this session we are going to learn how to set up OpenTelemetry Collector on Ubuntu. So let's start. So as you can see, first of all, we need to understand what is OpenTelemetry. So OpenTelemetry is an open source observability framework created to provide standardized vendor agnostic tools for collecting, processing, and exporting telemetry data, including metrics, traces, logs from applications and infrastructure. And it was created by merging two earlier projects, OpenTracking and OpenSynapse, under the Cloud Native Computing Foundation, that is CNCF umbrella. Okay, so that's the short description about OpenTelemetry. Then key components of OpenTelemetry. So first of all, instrumentation, libraries, then APIs and SDKs, exporters, collectors, and semantic conversions. Okay. Then here features and benefits of OpenTelemetry. So first features is vendor agnostic. So OpenTelemetry provides a standard way to collect a process telemetry data that is independent of specific monitoring and observability vendors, and these reduce vendors lock in increased flexibility in choosing backends. The next feature is unified observability. So by supporting metric, traces, logs, and OpenTelemetry provides a comprehensive solution for observability, allowing developers and operators to gain insight into system performance and behavior. The third benefit is wide language support. OpenTelemetry support multiple programming languages including Java, Python, Go, JavaScript, and more, and making it suitable for diverse application ecosystem. And fourth and last one is extensibility. So here the modular architecture of OpenTelemetry allows users to extend its capabilities by adding custom instrumentation or integrating with each other tools and systems. So that's the benefits of OpenTelemetry. And here I mentioned some use cases of OpenTelemetry. So first is distributed tracking, then application performance monitoring, log correlation, microservices observability. Okay, that's the use cases of OpenTelemetry. Then how to OpenTelemetry works. Okay, so first is instrument your application. So use OpenTelemetry libraries to instrument your code and generate telemetry data. Then collect telemetry data. So use OpenTelemetry Collector or SDKs to collect, process telemetry data. Then export data. Configure exporters to send data to observability backends or monitoring system. And the next one use is analyze and visualize. So use monitoring tool analyze and visualize telemetry data to gain insight into system performance and health. So OpenTelemetry become an industrial standard for observability in cloud native information due to flexibility, extensibility, and community support. Okay. So let's start with the hands-on practice lab for setup OpenTelemetry Collector on Ubuntu. Okay. So let's start to set up OpenTelemetry Collector on Ubuntu. So first of all, we need a instance. As you can see here, I have successfully launched my instance and successfully connected to my terminal. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, here the first step is we need to install Prometheus, Node Exporter, and Grafana. Okay, so as you can see, install Prometheus, Node Exporter, and Grafana to set up OpenTelemetry connector collector. So that's why first of all we need to install Prometheus, export node exporter, and Grafana. So that's why. So let's start to first of all install Prometheus. So here. So first of all we need to update our system package to install Prometheus. After updating the package, so let's first step is creating Prometheus system users and directory. So let's create a system user for Prometheus using the below command. The next one is let's create a directory in which we will storing a configuration file. So let's create a directory with the name Prometheus, and let's make this directory into this location. Okay. Then now let's set the ownership to the this particular location directly with this below command. Okay. The next one is now the next step is let's download Prometheus file. So first of all, we need to inside this TMP folder, and if you want to if you want to download the latest version of Prometheus, then you can go to the official page of Prometheus and then you can download. So let's download the Prometheus using wget command. So as you can see, it's downloading tar file and we need to zip file. We need to extract this file, right? Using the following command. Let's extract. Okay. After that, let's move the configuration file to set the ownership to the Prometheus user. So that's why first of all, we need to insert this extracted file and let's run these three commands to give some permissions. And the last one. Okay. Now the next step is let's move to this binary to the set owners. So let's run these two command. Okay. Now let's move to the next step. Now the next step is Prometheus configuration file. Okay. So that's the Prometheus configuration file. As of now, there is no any changes. So that's fine. Now the next step is let's create a Prometheus system file. Okay. So let's create using the following command. So let's edit the and let's add this data into this file. Let's save the file and exit. Okay. Then after that, let's reload the system using the following command. After that, let's start the Prometheus. Then let's enable the Prometheus. And then let's check the status of it. As you can see, it's running. That means you have successfully installed Prometheus. If you want to check, then you can copy your instance IP, hit on browser, and the port number of Prometheus is 9090. As you can see, the dashboard of Prometheus, if I go to the status, go to the target, and as you can see, the state is up. That means we have successfully installed Prometheus. Okay. Okay. Now let's move to the next step. Now the next step is let's download Node Exporter. So if you want to install latest version of Node Exporter, then you can go to the Prometheus Node Exporter and copy the link of latest version. Okay. So let's inside the TMP folder to download Node Exporter and let's run this URL using wget command. So as you can see, it's downloading Node Exporter. We need to unzip this, extract this Node Exporter using using tar file, tar command. Okay, it successfully extract. Okay, now let's move to the binary file to Node Exporter to this particular location. Then let's create a Node Exporter user to run the Node Exporter server. Okay, it's done. Now the next step is let's creating Node Exporter system file. So let's create using this command. And in this file, let's add this data. Okay, let's save the file and exit. Okay. Then after that, now, as you know, first of all, we need to reload our system. Then we need to start the Node Exporter. Then we need to enable the Node Exporter. And after that, let's check the status. It's running or not. As you can see, it's running. That means we have successfully installed Node Exporter also, right? Okay. Now, the next step is let's configure Node Exporter as a Prometheus target. So for that, we need to read the configuration file of Prometheus. So let's inside the Prometheus configuration file. So that's the Prometheus configuration file. And in this, let's add a new job with the name Node Exporter here. Okay, so let's add. So let's copy the job name. So let's add this data. But you need to careful about indentation. Okay, if you add any extra space, then you will have error. And after that, here you need to enter your server IP of Node Exporter. Okay, so let's save the file and exit. And as you know, after changes any configuration file, we need to restart the server. So that's why I'm going to restart the Prometheus. Okay. After that, let's go to the Prometheus. Let's refresh the page and go to the status, go to the target. And as you can see, now we have two targets here, one for Prometheus, one for Node Exporter. And the state is up, that means it's running, right? Labels, last scrap duration, and there is no any errors. Okay. That means we have successfully installed Node Export also. Okay. Now it's time to install Grafana. So let's install Grafana for wonderful dashboard and data visualization for monitoring system, servers and services. Okay. So you can install Grafana on Ubuntu either by downloading .db package from Grafana download page or using API, which is more easier. Okay. So let's add GPG keys in Ubuntu using wget. So let's add. Okay. Then next, the Grafana repository. Yes, I want to continue. Okay, it's done. So let me clear screen first. Okay. So let's refresh your API cache to update your package list. Okay. Now it's time to install Grafana. The command sudo apt install Grafana. So yes, I want to install. So now, as you can see, it's installing Grafana on Ubuntu. Okay. So as of now, we have successfully installed Prometheus, Node Exporter, and now we are going to install Grafana. Okay. So as you can see, it's installing. So we need to wait for a few seconds to install. Okay, as you can see, it's done almost. As you can see, it's done. So we have successfully installed Grafana also, right? Okay. So let's start the Grafana server. Then let's check the status. As you can see, it's running. And let's enable the graph. Okay, it's done. So now let's access Grafana in browser. Okay, so first of all, you need to copy your instance IP, hit on browser, and the Grafana port number is 3000. And as you can see, the login dashboard of Grafana, login page. Okay, so it's loading, so wait for a few seconds. Okay, so we need to enter a username and password of Grafana. So username is admin and password is default. Password is also admin. Okay, so click on login, and after that you need to change the password of your Grafana for security reason. Okay, so I'm going to skip it as now. Okay, so now this is the dashboard of our Grafana. Okay, so we have successfully installed Grafana. Okay, now let's start. Okay, now in this setup OpenTelemetry Collector, so we have successfully Done with this first step, install Prometheus, Node Exporter, and Grafana. Okay. Now let's go to the next step. Now the next step is install OpenTelemetry Collector agent on Ubuntu. Okay. So first of all, please run the below commands to install OTEL Collector for receiving the metrics. So as you know, first of all, we need to update the system package. Okay, so let me clear screen first. Okay. Now it's time to download this using below command. We can download OpenTelemetry. Here we have downloading the OpenTelemetry 0.88.0 version. So you can use the link to download specific version. So let's download this using wget command. Okay, it's done. Then let's installing the package with below command. Let's install. Okay. Now let's move to the particular directory. Okay. The next one is let's open this YAML file and add this code. Okay, so let's edit using VI editor. And in this editor, let's add this code from here to here. Okay, so let's save the file :wq exclamation and enter. Okay, successfully saved. Okay, now let's change the IP address of localhost to Prometheus server IP address in prometheus.yaml file. Okay, we have successfully changed, right? Okay. Then after creating or modifying our service file, reload the system daemon and recognize the new service. So let's reload. Okay. Now let's start the OpenTelemetry service. Then let's enable and let's check the status. Okay, it's done. So now after that, now you can access the Grafana server. Service is ready to run and we can access it from any web browser with IP3000, right? Okay. So as you can see, we have successfully installed Grafana and we have successfully logged into our Grafana. Okay. Now it's time to create data source. Okay. Click on connect source, data sources, add data source, Prometheus. And name is Prometheus, and in this connection we need to enter the URL of this Prometheus. Click on save and test. Successfully queried to the Prometheus API. Okay. Now let's access the dashboard. Okay. Now let's go to this. And here you can see the options of new dashboards and import dashboard. Okay, so now we need to import the dashboard. Okay, for what? To monitoring, right? So Grafana is a monitoring tool, right? As you know, Grafana is a monitoring tool. So let's click on import. So as you can see here, so he can see import dashboard. So we need to enter the key. Enter the like ID and so on for import, right? So click on, so I'm going to enter 14513. Okay, and click on load. And as you can see the name and select Python source, sorry, Prometheus, and click on import. So as you can see the dashboard is loading and you can see the data and so on, right? So that's it there. You can visualize from here, right? So as you can see the data and so on the details about it. So that's it. So in this session, we have learned how to set up OpenTelemetry Collector on Ubuntu. So thank you for watching and I hope you understand.